Hey, this is Scott at Fire Breathing Christian, and wouldn't it be cool if people could understand and appreciate and respect the basic concept of not fundamentally changing iconic characters in order to promote political ideologies and political fads of the moment? And that's the thing we've been seeing a lot here lately, as social justice warriors and identity politics zealots have gotten control over companies like Marvel and DC, Lucasfilm, and they've taken iconic franchises, iconic stories, adored, cherished characters and heroes, and they've decided to either eliminate them or fundamentally change them. Change it, swap it out, woman for a man, or a white guy for some other kind of person, and they do that primarily and emphatically in order to advance a particular worldview, a political agenda. Identity politics. It's all about identity politics. And these people have been on the warpath pillaging long-established franchises and characters that have been built up over generations, cherished characters, Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo. All of these characters have been really pillaged by these people because the aspect I want to focus on here first, and we're going to dive into an example here related to James Bond and an article that was produced at Bounding Into Comics here in the last little while, last week or so, talking about how they've had to come out in the current political climate and announce, sort of declare to people who might have been wondering every time there's rumor of a James Bond switchover in actors, will it be a woman? Will it be a woman? No, it won't be a woman. And it's weird that we live in a world that has to be cleared up, that James Bond is a man and is going to remain a man, and I'm glad to hear that. But that's where we're at now. You have to say things like that, and when you do say things like that, if that's your approach, that's controversial, and you're implying or you're waving sort of a red flag to the social justice warriors pillaging the culture right now, and that they start to wonder, are you a sexist? Are you a blankophobe? Are you a racist? And if you get much more clear in certain ways, then yes, they're going to say that, yeah, you definitely are. You are all those things. And so that's where we're at. In this article at Bounding Into Comics, and I'll be linking to the article in the body or the description of the video. The article is entitled, James Bond producer Barbara Broccoli makes declarative statement on a female 007. James Bond executive producer Barbara Broccoli made a declarative statement that James Bond won't be gender swapped anytime soon. Broccoli, who is the daughter of Albert Cubby Broccoli, signs off on every key Bond decision. She spoke with The Guardian, stating, quote, Bond is male. He's a male character. He was written as a male, and I think he'll probably stay as male. There's a lot there. It's so sad that this is newsworthy, but the one word that, of course, the SJWs are going to cling to is this probably. He'll probably stay. That's interesting, leaving a little wiggle room there. She continues, quote, and that's fine. We don't have to turn male characters into women. Let's just create more female characters and make the story fit those female characters. And that's the idea here that I really want to applaud Barbara Broccoli for saying, and I think we all need to be thinking about that and understanding that the main reason why you see things like the distortion or contortion of Iceman, for example, into a gay character, or Batwoman as a lesbian character, or switching out the genders of characters, and fundamentally changing the nature, the person who is the character, the iconic character that's been nurtured and built oftentimes for many generations, but to fundamentally alter them rather than, see, SJWs are, for all the artistic associations that they have and that we assume about them sometimes, they're not very creative at all. They're not patient at all either. So they're not at all inclined to create their own characters and build over time and hard work and gaining momentum with people and selling good stories and good characters in an ongoing way. No, it's much easier for them to just take something that's been built through the hard work and careful nurturing of others over generations, take that thing that's been built by others, change it, and then use the changed version to try and drag along the fans of the iconic thing in question deeper and deeper into an SJW narrative-friendly way of looking at the world. And that's all they know how to do. And it's one of the most offensive parts of this move that's really sweeping through. Look what they've done to Star Wars. Look what they're doing to Marvel. Look what they've done with DC characters, iconic characters. They're trying to get away from Peter Parker as Spider-Man as a thing. They're trying to get away from the Hulk, Bruce Banner. They're trying to get away from Thor. They're trying to get away from Tony Stark, Iron Man. They're trying to replace those things rather than build their own competitors, win in the free marketplace. No, they're going to take the things that have been built, fundamentally change them into something that would not have, look, if the current, one of the many things at Marvel right now is they've turned Iron Man into this, a little black girl, Riri Williams. And if that's the kind of thing that had that been the Iron Man, or whatever you want to call it, Iron Heart, from the beginning, it never would have become the iconic thing that they've now captured and are using to try to promote Riri Williams. Ironically, they just couldn't do that. And the same goes for pretty much every perverted spin they're trying to make on all these heroes and characters and franchises that they've got power over now. And so this is one of those things, this basic idea expressed by Barbara Broccoli. We don't have to turn male characters into women. Wow. And it's so clear, so obvious. And then I love, though, the next sentence. Let's just create more female characters and make the story fit those female characters. Just be creative. Build something. Put in the time. Put in the generations of effort and nurturing to build your great SJW-themed characters if you can. And see, that if you can, that's a big part of it. I think they know they can't. I don't think they can do that. Those characters cannot become the iconic things that the characters that they're now trying to corrupt have become, precisely because they're not, they don't know what virtue is. These people, remember, they don't even really know what a man or a woman is at the most basic level. Most SJWs are militantly subscribed and aggressively evangelizing the bizarrely retarded notion that Bruce Jenner is a woman. You got to think about that. I know we mentioned that a lot here, but it's definitely worth reminding. This is a drumbeat theme that we need to keep in mind. Anytime you're dealing with SJWs who are trying to make the world right and tell us how to view what is proper representation, what is this and that about women and men and how it all should work, they literally don't even know what a woman is or what a man is at all. At the most basic level, they're that confused and destructive. And so when you think of that fundamentally, comically broken worldview as the basis upon which they would then be creating characters from scratch, it's no mystery as to why even somewhere deep down inside they know, subconsciously or consciously, that they could never build iconic characters, the likes of Spider-Man, Superman, the Hulk, Thor, Iron Man. They could never do it. They're far too detached from reality. That's why they have to rip off, hijack others' the fruits of other people's labor, the nurtured icons that already exist, the icons that have been nurtured into iconic status. They're there. They've been built up over a long time and long building fan followings and deep storylines and just a well-established, polished, nurtured fan base. They can't do that with their characters fundamentally because they don't have the worldview for it. They don't know what virtue is. They don't know what vice is. They don't know what a man is. They don't know what a woman is. And so this is why they have to take what other people have built and destroy it and then use the destroyed, perverted thing as a way of trying desperately to promote the warped worldview that could never produce iconic characters in the first place. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. I'd encourage you to think about it. Do check out the Bounding into Comics article. And if you appreciate videos like this and perspectives like this, please do like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And if you have any thoughts, please email me. Thanks for paying attention to this. We need to pay attention. This stuff matters. It's important. Pop culture matters because pop culture shapes much of what we end up dealing with economically, educationally, and in the political realm. So it's a big deal. And it's nice to see people like Barbara Broccoli out there bringing just a little bit of basic common sense into SJW Crazyland. If you appreciated this video and you want to support what we're doing, please like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the little bell icon so that you can be notified every time we post a new video, which we're hoping to do regularly on a daily basis from here on out on this subject and related subjects. Thank you very much for your support. Without it, we can't continue to do this.